Let's do this. What's up, everybody? It's Rated M for Podcast. I'm your host, Drew. Today is Sunday, July 20th. I always have to check my fucking calendar. This is a video game podcast. If you're new to the show, we broadcast live every Sunday on Twitch here at twitch.tv/ratedm for podcast. Please excuse the horrible echo this week. I don't know what the hell's going on. I can't fix it. People call me an internet wizard, but I don't know how to get this fixed yet. So we're just going to have to deal with it. But we're joined today by Sean and Rory, the surviving members of Rated M. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Hey,
What's up, here.
Sean, Rory.
Thank you for sticking around. You just heard our community guest, Bill, our lifetime friend. What's
Yes,
up,
sir.
Bill? And we're joined by a special guest, Khail Anonymous. What's up, Khail?
Hey, what's up? I'm not going to give myself applause.
Okay.
I'm only going to applaud for you guys.
We'll clap.
Thank you.
We'll make it clap. We're going to make it clap for you. So we're just going to talk about fucking video games today. This is a sort of a themed episode. We have a lot going on in this episode because we're doing Rated M for Movies, our first attempt at talking about video game movies. And this week's assignment was Tomb Raider, which I didn't watch. So I already failed.
What? Yeah, you make us all sit down and watch that.
Yeah, I fucked that up. But, you know, I've seen it before, and I was skipping through it before we set up. So I do remember how goofy and weird and very 90s or early 2000s it was. There's a lot of dumb shit in that movie. Anyways, so we're going to talk about that. We're also going to do a Fallout 3 giveaway at the end.
Yes!
So that'll be pretty sweet.
Yes,
our awesome fan, Abdallah, over there in Africa, is donating a GOTY version of the Steam Fallout 3, so that'll be sweet.
Yep.
So, yeah.
We're not even going to ask where you get all these Steam keys
I don't know
from.
what he's... Yeah, I'm starting to think that he is... You know the whole, like, phishing scheme where I am a wealthy prince from Africa, but maybe he's the actual version of that. He is actually... He just doesn't want us to know.
You just don't like anybody from Africa. That's weird, man.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think I like everybody. I like them all. So we usually kick every episode off with what you playing. So we're gonna go ahead and start with what you playing and randomly pick. Bill, what'd you play this week, man?
Destiny with
Oh, is that
Sean. Yes, managed to get us all killed.
Shit.
But he gave me another chance the next day, and I redeemed myself, I think. And was forgiven, but I got us all killed, man. It was great.
Well, that's awesome that
fun
Sean
game.
would even participate, because I
Sean
know
is
that
good
you
to me.
guys have a bad history with first-person shooters and some Titanfall and some weird experiences there.
I'm the worst Titanfall player in the world. Anytime you see the kill of the week, that's me. I'm the one that's been killed. I mean, I've been killed ejecting. It was me that Sean knocked out a window. Oh, well, you just name it. I've been killed that way. I should get an achievement for that.
There's no fall damage, but somehow you found out how to get fall damage in it.
Yeah, he's getting a new. I think he's going to start a new movement of, instead of seeing MLG pro gamers, you're going to see like MLG like horrible gamers. Like they're just going to try to be as bad as possible.
But who sponsors horrible gamers? Because like Red Bull sponsors like good gamers. So who sponsors like Pringles?
Like Firestone.
Tires.
Just anybody. Anyone not associated with video games.
7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, well, no, 7-Eleven's already got that Halo. They can't just switch sides there. I don't know, maybe.
They sponsor Halo. All right, we're moving on. We're getting distracted.
So you played the beta. Sean, you also played a little bit of the beta. Tell us about that.
Yes.
Yeah, I played the beta. The story's not quite that bad. William didn't get us killed. The guy who didn't tell him that he was dead. So William ran out to get ammo and got fucking blasted. And we were playing the strike mission.
Yeah.
In there, and you have to fight a spider tank that can kill you in one shot. Yeah, I mean,
We had him.
this is going to be a really good game. Like,
It is so
this is
much
only
fun.
scratching the surface.
Yeah.
Unlike the alpha, where you started at level 3 and you kind of played some stuff. This starts you from the beginning of the game and you play like 4 or 5 levels, 4 or 5 missions. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's
just start spitting out spoilers left and right.
Yeah.
It's not
Well,
really
no,
a
but
spoiler.
I mean, there's really not much to spoil. Not much
Yeah.
happens in the first 5, but some people want to experience it, and I know that some people haven't been able to because it's not on Xbox One yet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm totally digging this game. I'm not, everyone knows I'm not a Halo fan, so going into this
it's
was
been documented.
pretty well documented.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like there's certain things about it I really really enjoy. Like I like the leveling up. I like the fact that certain weapons you can level up and you get special abilities added onto that weapon or that armor or that helmet that you find. Then when you're leveling up your character, like the more you use certain abilities, the more you level them up. Like for instance, you get I was using a warlock and you get this thing called a Nova Blast or Nova Bomb.
the supers. Okay.
Yeah, so you throw that down, and the more you use it, the more you're leveling it up. So then, in each thing, like you can get it to the point where it starts tracking enemies.
Oh, okay.
Like
so
it'll
you can-
explode.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. You get like better perks with it and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the good thing is that it's based on how you use it. It's not based on how your level. Like you unlock it at your level, and then the more often you use it, that's how you level it up. So I didn't want to play a different character because during the beta because I was enjoying playing and leveling up these abilities.
Nice. Okay, so
they
you
do-
get an attachment to your character, which is something that doesn't really happen in Halo.
Yeah, I totally got an attachment to my character. I like building them up. The only thing I got to complain. I don't think in this day and age, if you can't create a character with a beard, you have failed. And you cannot create a character with a beard.
Space beards? No space beards?
No space beard. And it's funny because you've been out of it for a long time. You'd think it would have grown,
Yeah.
but
but you were dead.
Kale, I have a beard, and I like to put a beard on every character I create in a game.
I understand.
Even his-
I totally understand.
Even his female characters have beards.
If I would, if I could, and so not have but whatever. The creative character's kind of vanilla. It's more about because you really only see your character when you're running around the tower.
Tower, yeah.
That's the only time you're without your helmet anyway, or your whatever. If you're the robot,
Sure, you
whatever's going
switch
on
to
in your
third
face.
person and everything.
Yeah, but that's totally fine. That's great.
Yeah,
I
and
like it, yeah.
just to give you a cool example of the community stuff. Like you can only talk to people in your party or your fire team. So the 3 of us go to the tower, and there's like 20 people just dancing. So we just started dancing. Everybody's just dancing.
It's crazy.
And then
Sounds like PlayStation Home.
I found a ball.
Yeah.
I found this like big ball that bounces like really far when you hit like
What?
it's like a Nerf
Yeah.
ball, and I started
Yeah.
kicking that around, and everyone stopped dancing and started kicking the ball around. So it was
Are you
just
fucking serious?
I'm-
Some World Cup
like a-
Destiny shit going on?
like a heart attack.
Hey, there's
Well, there's a soccer ball in there too.
Oh, no
Soccer
shit.
ball too. Yes.
There was a soccer ball too, but yeah, it was a lot. It was
there's
just fun,
so much
just
Halo
seeing
and
like.
Destiny I'm learning about now.
And there was one other thing that I liked about it community-wise is that the 3 of us were playing, and there was like another group of 3 that we ran into, and they were fighting something. They were in a. We got into a. What do you
Like
call
a
it?
public event or
event?
something? Yeah, okay.
And we wound up completing it, and it was really cool, and everybody kind of nodded to each other or bowed or whatever
Yeah.
the case may be, and we just went about our business. But that was pretty cool. Yeah, like the little things like that, I'm really, really digging about it.
Cool.
Me too.
Well, why don't we move on and see what Rory played this week if he's still alive?
I'm here. I'm breathing. Feels like somebody's drilling into my left eyeball, but I am alive and well after
You're
one
hungover
hell
as
of a
shit, right?
barbecue last night.
Does that mean you've been playing
super
Dead
hungover?
Space? Yeah, he's hungover as fuck. It's the struggle is real right now up in Canada.
Every live stream always has one person that's hungover, so
Yes, that is
you're
me.
it.
Okay, there you go.
So-
yeah.
a
You're their
a
token
Sunday
hungover
live
guy.
stream, you can count on me being a little bit haggard.
Fair
Um, Well, Sean ate up so much of the time there.
Yeah.
Oh, go fuck off. At least my mic was on the whole time.
I'll keep it short, man. I played a little more of Guacamelee. It's a solid little platform, and I also downloaded the 25th anniversary edition of Out of This World, also known as Another World Today. And I'm enjoying that. There's some frustrations of the old school design that just drive me nuts, like enemies sort of appearing when you're right at the edge of the screen and coming in to kill you. And it's kind of broken from a gameplay wise as far as using analog sticks and go. It doesn't register properly
Even
unless
this
you're
new
in
version?
yeah, unless you're in the
Really?
exact right line on your analog, right? There's such a small little window for your movement, going left and right. If you're on any bit of angle, up and down, it just totally fucks with it and you can't take a step. So you got to use the digital pad. But when you're using the D-pad, it totally works fine. It's a little clumsy, but it works. I don't think it controls as bad as some people I've heard going on about. But
Yeah.
I think they're using the analog sticks, and it is kind of broken from that perspective there. But yeah, use the D-pad and it's good, and that's what I've been playing this week. Now I'm gonna lay my head down and
All right, go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. Man. All right, so that brings us to Khail, man. What'd you play this week? I saw you playing some Vegas literally
Well, I've
minutes
been
ago.
playing a lot of really, really, really indie shit, super duper indie shit that you guys might not have known of. Destiny.
Mario
There's this
Brothers
game
3.
by this unknown company called Bungie.
Bungai.
At least
I
it's
thought it was
called
Bungai.
Destiny. So Destiny. I've been putting some time into that. Actually, this week I made a realization, but let me continue. Mario Kart. I've been playing a lot of Mario Kart. Mario 3D World. I played a bunch of that. A game called Mario Baseball. So that was a day worth of Mario shit. I also been playing Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas at kind of the same time.
So what got you into this indie kick that you're on here?
I was just let's give some time to the people that put a lot of heart and work into it, but don't have this big appeal to the audience. So
Yeah,
so
fight
I
the
spent
power,
some time. I was
right?
let's research some smaller companies. Nintendo, which is the company that makes all the Mario games.
They're Italian.
No, but seriously, this is after leading up until E3 and even after E3. There's been a lot of fucking amazing games that have came out. Usually building up to it, there's kind of a sleeper's time, and then afterwards there's a little bit of a sleeper time.
Yeah,
but this year it's just
they avoid it, right? People actually avoid E3 because they don't know if people are going to go buy their games because people are all hyped up on the new shit.
Yeah, they're waiting. They're kind of like what should I save my dollar for? But I just got I got Mario Kart. I just got 3D World. I bought Mario Baseball on accident. I started playing Fallout New Vegas because Fallout 3 broke. That's what I learned this week was that I'm that gamer. I'm that gamer that I have such ADD that I can't play one game. I'll sit down and I'll play Destiny for 2 hours and I'll be like, sweet, this game is the best. And then I'll be like, what else is there? And then I'll sit down and I'll play Mario, and then I'll sit down and play that for 2 hours, and then. But that's the thing is I want to consume every and all, and it's frustrating, but it's also exciting. So Destiny has been my beautiful love for about 4 hours.
Nice.
And now I'm done with her. Until the
solid
game
4
comes
hours,
out,
though.
I'm done with her. Because
You've used
honestly,
her up.
look, maybe Sean can attest to this, but once you get to about the 4 hour mark, you've probably finished the story, and you've had a little bit of time in the multiplayer, and you realize that you've played all that the beta can give you.
So actually, yeah, I know Sean can speak to that, but I would actually speak to that for some reason or another, I feel like I'm really integrated with the Destiny community, the content creators and stuff. There's a huge content community. I can't even think of the words I'm trying to say, but there's a podcast called Guardian Radio. There's the YouTubers, More Console, Inside Destiny, and all these Destiny updates, all these dudes. I'm in touch with them pretty regularly, and I've seen that there was all these plans to do 24-hour streams and all this streaming and stuff. But after you've seen about 4 to 6 hours of it, you've seen it all. At least for the beta, you know what I'm saying? You've seen all there
you've
is.
gotten all the upgrades. You've seen all of the the enemies that they have, and you've been to old Russia. That's it. You're done. And then you can go to multiplayer and have your ass handed to you by people that are obsessed with the game and spend every waking hour on the beta, and then get your ass kicked. Or you could just wait for the game to come out. Just get your fill of it
Are you
and
gonna
walk
come
away.
back?
Because There's people that are like, I'm bored of the beta. I'm like, stop playing the beta. Like they only
Yeah,
get
exactly.
Yeah, don't
much.
overdo it. Right.
Yeah, you're gonna get tired of it because there's not a lot. You didn't pay for anything.
Yeah,
So,
and then people were complaining before the beta started that it was too short. Like they heard the dates and they were like, "This is going to be way too short. It's not enough. We want to play more." And I'm like, it's a freaking beta. Like
you got it for
you
free.
don't want too much of it. Yeah, and what are you complaining for exactly? But are you gonna? So there's rumors that they're gonna open up more content.
Wait. People who play video games complaining on the internet?
Yeah, it's this new thing. It's 2014. It's a new trend.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's new. Oh, you gotta look for it though. It's
Wait. Is there a game that nobody's ever complained about? Is there one game that no one's ever had a complaint about?
Probably
Ocarina
Super
of
Mario
Time.
Brothers.
Oh, your Ocarina of Time is absolutely right.
Well, I thought we already established that Fallout 3 is the universal game, right?
It is. Nobody actually has any real complaints because anybody that has a complaint hasn't played it. But back to the Ocarina of Time, there's only one person that has a complaint with that, and it's my girlfriend who says that Majora's Mask is better, and I want to call her out because she's completely wrong, and she's the worst human being alive.
These are all valid.
She's officially been called out on Rated M.
You shut up over there. You can't say anything.
You get
Sorry.
back in your hole.
Continue the election. I'm sorry.
No, so I guess I'll talk a little bit about what I played. I played Doom today, Doom 2 actually, and then earlier this week, earlier this weekend, I have a Halo group and we played the shit out of some Reach, as I say every week. But going back and playing Doom 2 today because I was watching some stuff on Game Trailers about this, QuakeCon's going on this week, and they revealed Doom, and I gotta say, I think a whole bunch of people in this country are very upset that they were not at QuakeCon this week because
why?
we all knew that
We didn't get to see Doom.
yeah, there's no footage, there's no screenshot, there's no anything. It hasn't leaked or anything. We just hear all this word of mouth. So we'll use this to kind of segue into the news. The piece we're gonna touch on a little bit of news and then we'll move on to the
Drew. Let me just
stuff.
drop a little bit of reality on you real quick though.
Gimme.
Okay. Have you ever been to QuakeCon?
No.
Because it's the worst thing in the entire world. It's 3 days of people bringing in their tower PC and then immediately, once they enter the room, smogging up the room with just this body odor, warmth. By the way, the hotel that QuakeCon's at, there's no restaurants around there. You can only eat at the hotel. So
It's
you're
in
telling me
Dallas, right?
3 days of just horrible, disgusting smell and just heat and just like mouth breathers, that it's worth seeing the Doom trailer or footage for even a few seconds.
I don't know.
I'm a gamer, but even
wanna
I
know.
have my limits.
I want to see it to judge. For
Here's the
myself,
funny
but
thing.
There's a lot.
I've
of
never
buzz
been to
around it.
QuakeCon, but that's how I imagined it would be. So
Oh,
thank
me
you
too.
for
Yeah, for
confirming
sure.
that.
I like to learn my lessons the tough way, though.
Fair enough.
This
Rory's
is
right.
true.
Rory's absolutely right. I'm sorry.
Rory went to E3 for the first time this year, so he got to experience that madness.
That's not
Yeah,
as
but that's a
bad
pretty
as QuakeCon.
that's a pretty
QuakeCon is
BO
like-
free zone.
That was the elementary school of conventions. But
Yeah, it's so clean and.
it's so clean. Anyway, I'm sorry. We're transitioning to the news. Sorry. go
No,
ahead.
you're right. There's a good point there that people really got to go through a lot to endure this QuakeCon to see this trailer, and I think a lot of people were probably relishing it, at least like hardcore fans, Doom fans and id guys. But everything that we've heard so far is this is the Doom that we've been wanting for like a decade or more, right? This is everyone saying that the viciousness, the violence, and all the gore and everything that you remember in your mind's eye of what Doom represented to you. It's all here, and it's all like to the max. And to the
Yeah,
11.
I can't wait to see it in action, man. They've been saying that like there's melee executions where your hands just come out and rip people's like jaws apart, and it just sounds absolutely over the top in the best ways. Really excited to check it out.
And I hope that is like not just like you can do this once in a while. Like the way they made it sound, apparently that's just how you melee. It's all contextual from what I understand, and I think that's a really interesting addition to.
It's fantastic.
Like, that's really changing Doom up quite a bit. And from what I understand, you have a double jump. So not only do you have a jump in Doom now, you have a double jump.
Nice.
What the fuck is this game? So I'm eager to see more from that. I was curious if you guys are more excited about Doom at all now, knowing that it's apparently along the lines of what we want to see. Bill, what's your history with Doom, man?
Say that again.
What's your history with the Doom
Oh, I
series?
played it was when the first time I saw it on the original PCs.
Right.
Gosh, back when ships were wood and men were iron.
Yeah.
And it was the most fantastic thing I ever saw in my life. I was playing things like Ultima and Wing Commander was pretty good, but Doom just was wow. What is this? You know? And
So are you looking forward to this new Doom? Like,
yeah,
did Doom
I'd like to
3
see it.
excite you and everything, or have you been up on
I
Doom or
haven't.
down on Doom?
It's been so long since I played Doom 3 that I couldn't comment on it. I just remember the first one. It's just imprinted in my mind. I played. It was so well written that you could play it on the simplest PC as long as you had a little bit of graphics capability. You know, I didn't even have a sound card. I remember, and that
Oh,
thing
wow.
would play. It would play beautifully. You know, it just you just moved right through the environments. And I'll never forget that. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So, Kale, do you think adding jump to Doom will break Doom?
Well, it's funny when you guys started talking about like, oh, it's all it's all that the violence. I started thinking to myself, what do I like Doom for? And the reason I like Doom is because it kind of set a structure for this type of game that we've fallen in love with. And yeah, the part of the Doom that was the most exciting to us when we were kids was, holy shit, we're getting away with playing this hyper violent game. But it's also like, how many games offer that now? So when you're describing all these things, they're making me excited. But also when they announced Duke Nukem Forever and they showed us footage, I was super excited about all that.
Sure.
So
And it was awesome.
as a gamer that's been through so much, I'm so like I'm on the fence because, like you said, we've only heard what people are saying about it. We haven't actually seen footage. So I'm that. Like, I don't want to be the skeptical gamer, but I am right now very skeptical about this. But I would love to play another Doom, like the one with that you had to pull out the flashlight in.
The Doom 3, yeah.
Yeah, Doom 3. Because look, I'm a Silent Hill fan, and so I've been through a lot of shit. I've been dragged through the gutter every single day of my life. So yeah, I'm Doom.
So you like the horror aspect of it in a way? Is
Yeah,
that what
I
you're looking
like
for?
being treated a little like shit. Like, because Silent Hill's never been nice to the gamer.
No.
So I'm cool with having a little bit of a horror element, and then taking something away from you like as a gamer in a really shitty way, so that it changes the game. You know. So yeah, no, I'm excited about this. Doom, bring it back. I mean, what was it? Wolfenstein came back and blew everyone's mind away. So
Wonderful.
why not Doom?
Yeah, why not Doom, right?
One thing I remember about Doom 3 was the Easter eggs. They had a room, you had to go through all kinds of contortions to get to it, where they had one of the developers' head on a spike that you could find inside of Doom 3. Stuff like that. It was a great game. Great game. Blood everywhere.
So, Rory, I think you had another news piece for us. We're only going to do a couple of them, right? What were you going to talk about? The layoffs, the Xbox stuff, or that bad news?
Ugh.
Now you're like, is that because you're not excited about it, or you just don't want to talk? Did I wake you up? I'm sorry. Am I disturbing you? All right, cool. So Rory's going to tell us about some layoffs
No, he's dead.
over at Xbox, unless he's dead.
You know what I just realized? I fucking muted my mic.
Oh, good. Yep.
Again?
Rory's back on it.
I gave another passionate speech with the mute on.
Oh, you're making that shit up.
Holy shit. Yeah, I mean, it's been out in the news now this week. People have probably read about it if you're keeping up to date. But, Microsoft just, going back on another one of what I thought was like a cool initiative that they started with the Xbox One, which is going to be that original programming. And now they've laid off 18,000 people. And, in part of that deal, the Xbox TV is now dropped. And what that could have been, we don't know. But I think that's a little bit of a bummer, personally. We're still going to get the Halo series and the Halo short that Ridley Scott's doing.
Nice.
We're still going to get the Quantum Break stuff. It hasn't been affected, so that stuff is still going to be tied in with the game. And I'm guessing we're going to get the ET, digging up the New Mexico junk site or whatever, looking for the ET packages, and then that might be it. And And maybe that's a good thing because maybe the content just wasn't going to be good and they saw that and it wasn't worth continue on and investing in. But I'm a little bummed with that. I think that could have been a really cool thing for Xbox and Microsoft to have on their console, was this like exclusive, interesting programming that's sort of catered towards the gaming culture available through Xbox
what I
Live.
think is interesting here is, as far as what Xbox is talking about for their exclusive content, at least most of it is actually a large. Actually, now that I think about it, the only thing that's not directly game related was that soccer thing, right? Everything else was at least like game related. The Atari thing and Halo and stuff. Quantum Break is in the game.
Yeah.
But compare that to what Sony just revealed with Powers, their comic book thing. Like, it's not even close. It's just a comic book series that they're debuting on the PlayStation because of Sony Pictures. And that's pretty far from what Microsoft's doing with a Halo TV series, this Halo short that's on the disc on Master Chief Collection, and then Quantum Break is actually in the game. It's not even a thing that you would like watch on your Xbox or whatever outside of playing Quantum Break itself.
Right.
But their programming sounded like it was going the direction of just games. So what I was thinking was, instead of having like a developing or a dedicated studio from Microsoft, it'd be smart for them to look for things like troll through Kickstarter and find some people who want to make an awesome film or an awesome movie or whatever, and just give them some money and put it on your platform exclusively. Like,
Yeah.
have you heard of Outer Lands, Kale?
I think Kale's in the kitchen making a sandwich.
No, is that a concert?
So Outer Lands, it does sound like a concert, doesn't it? It sounds like something that would be out in the fucking desert in California. It's Matt Chandernay from Rebel FM has this project called Outer Lands, and they do all these like gaming documentaries, and it's going to be on AMC. They kickstarted it, they made a bunch of money, and they have a lot of really cool projects that they're going to do. And I think that would have been a great grab for Microsoft to have on an Xbox console. Have this movie that just came out, this Kickstarter movie, Video Game the Movie, that everybody's like talking about on like, I think Game Informer and Polygon. A few people reviewed it. It didn't come out in theaters. I don't think it's on TV or anything. I think you have to find it online. But what if that was a Microsoft exclusive, like Xbox only video game documentary or something that they paid for? I think that'd be a smart move for them. So if they cut these studios and they simplify their path so that they're not having to develop it themselves and invest money into people to do all this stuff, I think they could still continue having that exclusive content without it being so pricey.
They could. I'd be curious to see, like, too. We're talking about like most of their stuff seemed like game stuff, but except for the soccer thing, of course. But I don't think that was Microsoft's intention though either. I think they would have branched out big time, because if it is just game related stuff, at the end of the day too, they're business and they want to have content that's going to make people go out and buy an Xbox. And gamers that are interested in Xbox are going to buy the Xbox regardless of like that extra cool like TV shit that's on there. So I think I could see them like going way out. Like they mentioned they wanted to bring content in the same vein of like Game of Thrones and shit like that kind of like quality programming to Xbox. And it's that kind of stuff that would bring in the more mainstream audience and those people that wouldn't necessarily buy an Xbox just for games as well, where it's like, oh, there's all this, exclusive. It's like an HBO box basically now in a sense. It's got all their original programming,
but it's an expensive
Netflix is doing it now
box.
That's
it
the
is.
thing. That's
HBO
exactly
box.
the problem, and that's why I feel like that initiative was never going to work. No matter, like, HBO is something you add on to your cable bill. It's not a $500 investment.
Totally.
Or
And that's probably one of the
$400
things they
investment
looked at,
rate.
right? And we're just like, we're going to axe this because it's just not going to be worth this massive investment we're going to have to put into this.
I
Well,
I don't know. I
didn't
just
they do
feel
that
like
was
leading off with that soccer show was probably not the best thing.
No, I would agree. I mean, that was.
Like-
I'm sure that was good, and it was perfect timing, obviously, with the World Cup. But it would have been nice if they could have gotten something out there a little quicker.
But yeah, I mean, what really blows me away is that out of these 18,000 people, there's a bunch of people from Xbox Europe, like their marketing department, that are losing their job. And it's like, well, I mean, maybe there's a bunch of redundant roles at that place. Like, I don't know. Like, it seems like I think it's 12,500 of these jobs are coming from the Nokia fold-in. So that seems like a lot of redundancies, and then the other 5,000. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, you're bringing in a whole corporation. You don't need all those people. So the other 4,500 people are coming from different divisions in and Microsoft and Xbox.
Yeah.
I don't think it's quite the doom and gloom. I don't look at this as like they're going back on an initiative. I mean, they are literally, but I don't think it's as bad as anything that people are making it out to be, because I thought that was a bad idea to begin with. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
I don't think it's all doom and gloom either. It's just another thing though that was sort of an interesting piece that this console would have over its competitors in a sense, and now that's also gone. But it's not that big of a deal.
Well, what worries me is how am I going to get support for my Nokia flip phone?
No.
I think you got to get a time machine with that. I mean, at this point, you kind of need a time machine. I think there's an app for that.
But it
Hey, those
still
old
works,
Nokias
dude.
are built to last, man.
I mean, it's still going.
All right, so Sean, wrap up our news segment with what you got this month.
okay, so they released the NPDs,
Yeah.
which are the physical sales for North America, Rory's neck of the woods, Canada, and the United States, and basically for the 6th month in a row, PlayStation 4 is the best-selling console. Then the big thing was that Microsoft said, "Oh, we doubled, more PR speak. We doubled our sales
Month over month, right?
over May,
Yeah.
but without any numbers. And the less they say numbers, and the more they use the PR speak, the more I think they're not selling nearly as well as they would want."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wish they would just tell us, because we know it's not selling as much as PlayStation. At the end of the day, it's still selling well, just not well in compared to the PS4. It's still doing good numbers though. I want to see what those fucking numbers are, man. It's been so many months.
I don't necessarily believe they're selling well anymore.
You think it's really
that's the
died
problem.
down that much, eh?
I think it did, because before that they were saying things like, they were actually we shipped 5.4 million Xboxes. Now they're just saying, "Oh, well, we sold double what we sold in May." And it's like, well, yeah, you announced that you were dropping the price in May, so people probably stopped buying it in May.
Yep, they just hung out and waited.
So if you sold so what does that mean? Did they sell like 50,000 units? I'm not saying they actually sold.
That's an
50,000
interesting
units.
point, that they could have essentially built this stat. I mean, this is like put your tinfoil hat on, like it's crazy theories, but they could have built the stat by shooting themselves in the foot for May so that they could get a huge boon, Kale. Oh shit.
I got you. I heard it.
They could get a huge boon in June. Oh man, I'm rapping and shit now. God damn! Somebody lay down a beat.
Forever.
They could have done that. I think that's maybe what people see it as. But I mean, granted, May, June, these are not huge sales months anyways, right? So this is all kind of arbitrary, and if you zoom out far enough, none of this stuff matters. But there's some other things in the NPDs that you wanted to talk about that I think would be a more interesting topic, right?
Well, I mean, not necessarily more interesting. I also want to point out the fact that, yes, the Wii U has sold more, and it said there's 106% increase in hardware sales, but they only sold 140,000 units. So that's still shitty. No matter
Hey, our shit's better.
Our
better
shit
shit
stinks
now.
slightly less.
My shit comes with peanuts.
All right.
But yeah, the thing that makes me most happy about the list is that, well, there's two things. One thing I want to point out is that Titanfall is not on the list where it was on the list last month.
Makes you excited.
It's not on the list at all. So that means Titanfall has really stalled in sales, which sucks because I love that game. But Wolfenstein was in the top 10 for the second month in a row.
Wolfenstein.
And that's awesome.
How are you finding the
because-
lobbies in Titanfall? Are they filling up still?
Oh yeah, we play with people all the time.
Yeah, but I
They're
mean,
not good.
It's 6 people though. I think that's something you got to remember. Like it's 6-player team, so you could have a much smaller player base and still have a pretty good, activity. Whereas like if you had Battlefield with these kinds of numbers, you'd have a really hard time getting like 64 or 32 people together.
And then Wolfenstein, yeah, like I said, Wolfenstein selling because like you were talking about before, and with the Doom thing, and everybody's word of mouth is really good. But if you remember, it was kind of the opposite with Wolfenstein. The word of mouth wasn't very good. I thought it was great when I played it last year before E3.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like it last year though.
But a lot of people were like, "Oh, this isn't going to be good. This isn't going to be good." And then it came out and it was awesome. So I hope that Doom isn't the opposite. Like everyone's like, "Oh, this looks awesome," and then they get it and they're like, eh. So that's my story. I'm just really happy that Wolfenstein is selling really well.
I just saw that it's 33% off with gold, so I might finally pick it up and give it a go.
Shit. On the one?
Fun.
On the Xbox One?
Yeah, I just saw it when I popped onto Skype on my Xbox One today, and I saw it on the side. It was save 33%.
Kale, I saw that you said you need to buy a PS4, but do you have an Xbox One? Or because I see you're streaming PC stuff. Holy crap. Where did all that echo come from?
Was there echo? Is there echo right now?
Whoa, it just got really bad. Yeah, anyways. No, it's gone away now. Anyways, did you buy an Xbox One, Kale? Do you have Titanfall and all that shit?
No. No, I had Titanfall for the PC.
Oh, he laughs when he says it.
I'm trying to be PC Master Race, but it's so hard when there's like fucking Destiny's coming out on other consoles. The only next gen console I have, and I use that term generously, is the Wii U, and it's only because my lady friend over here feels like we need to have one of those in the house for some reason.
It's understandable.
But now it's like, where do you go next? And so I think I'm going PlayStation 4, because last time I went Xbox 360 first, so I'm trying to play fair.
Ah, okay.
I also want to play Metal Gear, so.
Metal Gear.
Well,
they have
Metal Gear on
they
the
have the Metal
Xbox
Gears
One.
on the Xbox,
I'm gonna fanboy out for a second. I just I had lunch with David Hayter, who plays Solid Snake, on Thursday.
Yeah.
Last Thursday,
Very nice.
and I look, I've met him plenty of times. We've talked many a times, but every single time he goes, "Yeah, Metal Gear," like it's the same feeling every time. Like I didn't even bring it up. I forgot what he brought up the Kiefer Sutherland thing to me. He's like, "Yeah, what's the deal with that?" And I was just like,
I say Metal Gear.
When he said, "It doesn't matter who you are, you turn into a woman." So yeah, I need to.
Did
play
you all of a
Metal
sudden
Gear.
start touching him on the arm like often?
like play footsie with him and whatnot?
Just laughing like way too hard. Oh, David.
But
I love it when you talk like that.
I mean, on that tangent, yeah, I feel like PlayStation owes my fandom again.
Okay.
I don't know.
Were you a
I
PS2
like their
guy?
integration with Twitch. How could you deny that?
Sure. Yeah. Well, we're doing Twitch through an Xbox, I think, right now. Rory, you're on your Xbox, right?
I'm on Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
That's happening.
Xbox.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that. My Xbox is listening to me.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Tell it to shut up and don't look at me.
Stop listening.
Well, that's cool. Did you play Titanfall and stuff on anything other than PC? Like when you were over at Machinima, did you get a chance to play it on the Xbox One and all that?
I didn't actually get to play a lot of video games when I was at Machinima. So a whole lot of other things going on there. Mostly gaming at home, but I know I mostly played it on PC. Who has played the most amount of Titanfall?
Sean.
Sean.
Sean has. Yeah.
Oh, hands down, Sean.
Sean started a Titanfall
Are you still playing
league.
it?
Yeah, I play it
still
every
playing?
week.
Oh wow!
We have a league.
Yeah, they
He has
made
a
a
league,
league.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what was your game before that?
What was the multiplayer game I played before that?
Yeah, what was your obsession there?
I'll be perfectly honest with you. I started writing for some video game websites about 2 years ago, so my multiplayer time kind of went on the wane. So I kind of forced myself and said Titanfall is going to be the game that gets me back into playing multiplayer. Before that, it was probably Black Ops 2.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that was a pretty big one. I think that was the bubble for Call of Duty. Like after Black Ops 2, I don't really know if they can recapture that level of popularity, especially with the multiplayer. That was so good for them.
We actually, I forgot to say, we went back and played Call of Duty 4 this week on Xbox 360.
No shit.
And it was totally playable. It was a good time. It was totally fun. There wasn't a lot of people playing, but we managed to get a couple of games. We got about 6 or 7 games of domination in, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I'm on the flip side from Sean. I've played a bit of Titanfall. I played the beta. I've played it all on Xbox One, and I really enjoy it. I reviewed it for a little magazine. I really liked it. It's a great game. I just feel like it's it really, really feels like the first game from a small company. Like it's a very impressive game, but it really feels like the lead into bigger and better ideas that they're gonna nail the next time around, right?
All right, yeah.
Because Respawn's like 60 people. I mean, it's a small group for.
Well, they're
for
big
such a
now.
big-
They're
well,
at
I
like
mean,
they're like 80, and they're expanding.
That's true. I mean, they're not. Yeah, they're not going to be the same that they were the next time around. Like this was their, reestablishing a place to live and a place to eat and a place to make video games. And I think they did really well from all of that context. But I agree that these numbers that you're talking about with the NPD, to kind of bring it back and wrap it up, that's pretty accurate. I don't think Titanfall is going to be doing too much at the end of the year. I can't imagine what they would do DLC-wise that could turn it around for them in the face of a new mega Call of Duty coming out, Halo coming back to Xbox One, and
Destiny.
Yeah, Destiny's going to be eating people's lunch, I feel like, now that I've looked at kind of from the perspective of the positive reaction from so many people playing the beta, mixed with what the hell is coming out this year, which is like Battlefield's got some weird Payday wannabe game coming, and
I think that looks pretty great though.
it'll be cool.
That'll be
but
fun,
It's not,
a little
it's
fun
not going to
escape.
do it. I mean, it's not going to do like Battlefield 3 numbers or Battlefield 4 numbers.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. It'll
Well,
be
and
interesting to see how Titanfall works like a year from now, right?
Well, the thing about those ones that kind of consume your nightly multiplayer fix is that the whole thing about Call of Duty was I got to keep playing, I got to unlock that next gun, I got to unlock that next perk, I got to get that next thing. And the one game that's done that since then, as Battlefield is kind of that, but honestly, Destiny gave me that fix.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I got to unlock, I got to keep looting, I got to keep finding stuff. And honestly, I don't feel like there's been a game that's made me feel that way since, Call of Duty. What did we agree on? Black Ops 2?
Yeah.
I mean, there really hasn't been one since then. Even Titanfall, I didn't get that addiction. Like, it was fun, and I loved the freedom of being able to run everywhere and like do anything I wanted. But I got that from Assassin's Creed.
I would totally agree with that, with the unlocking with Titanfall. Titanfall feels like they give you a lot of things to get, but you progress through it and you actually get it so quickly that you're just like, well, I got all this shit, and I'm not regenning. Like, I'm never gonna regen. I'm at 50. I'm Gen 1. I'm never gonna regen. So why am I playing this game? And even if I did
I play it for fun. I mean, that's weird. Weird,
no.
right?
The fun should be inherent, and I agree with you that is the point, right? But I think what Bungie might, or Bungai, the young studio from Wisconsin.
It's two guys.
Yeah. They really hit on something that I think is why you see huge games like Dota and League of Legends and Call of Duty and everybody dominating, and you got to have those Reese's Pieces out in front of you. You got to have that thing that you just like, piece of candy, piece of candy. Like, you find something, and if you build that right, it works. If you don't, then people don't come back. So yeah, it could be that. All right, so let's move on and talk about video game movies. Actually, I wanted to use this in-between moment to give a better introduction to Bill and Khail for anybody who is not familiar with these two individuals. Bill, we'll let you tell your little background real quick first. Bill is a retired policeman from San Antonio, right?
Yes. And
and you've grown up playing video games this whole time, right?
well, since they came out, I was already well grown, when they arrived. But since Pong, and when they put Space Invaders, they brought a Space Invaders on my beat, and I went crazy over that thing. Spent all my quarters. On my coffee break, though, legitimately. Anyway,
not on the city's time, right?
Not on the city's time, right? But fascinated with it. Got all involved in computers and the whole thing, But did you want me to tell that story, Drew?
So I interviewed Bill for a thing on a website that I did a while back that actually didn't wind up happening. And I was like, just get to know this older gentleman who's been playing video games since the beginning, and I think that's a really interesting perspective to have, considering you're still playing, the best new games today, as opposed to like just saying, I played old games and I don't really like those new games, they're too fast for me or whatever. Like the fact that you even you played Watch Dogs and Wolfenstein and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
Love that stuff.
I learned some interesting facts about Bill when he was telling me about his time as a cop. So you met a famous person, Bill. How'd
Yes,
that go?
I was working foot patrol in 1982, or it could have been 81. I get the years mixed up.
It's
And I
okay.
got a complaint from several people that there was a guy over on the Alamo wall peeing on the wall. So I go over there, and it's this guy. I didn't know who he was, but I stopped him, and he was so drunk he couldn't hardly stand up. And I arrested him and was going to put him in the wagon. While I was writing it up, he told me his name was Ozzy Osbourne. But honestly, I still didn't have a clue who he was. But he says to me, he says, "You want your picture made with me?" I'll never forget that. I told him, "No, get your ass in the wagon," you know. But there was a woman there, and I can't honestly say if it was Sharon, but
You can
she
neither
was one of the
confirm nor
most.
deny.
No, but boy, that was one of the most obnoxious females I've ever seen in my life. So I would gamble that it was, you know. But he was so drunk. I don't know how he got sober enough to do his concert. Somehow he got out of jail in time to do his concert, and
Yeah.
then they banned him for 10 years. But then they finally forgave him. You know,
I think
'cause
that's
the kids,
so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I
They
think it's
forgave him.
ridiculous. So, Kale, do you know this story? Are you familiar with Ozzy and the pissing on the Alamo and all that stuff?
No.
So it's like it's a famous story. Like I remember hearing this shit on behind the music, like, you know, when I was a kid, and it's a famous like rock legend tale. You know, up there with him biting the head off the bat and snorting ants off of a stick and all that stuff. Ozzy was famously banned from playing in the state of Texas for a little while because
Yeah, about 10 years. Yeah.
yeah, because he was pissing on the Alamo. He got arrested for pissing on the Alamo. And fucking Bill here is the guy that arrested him. What the fuck?
Oh,
Yeah.
Like, how
Indeed.
ridiculous
that's
is that?
amazing.
Oh, listen to Kyle. Yeah, it was amazing.
That's so cool.
It's so nuts, man.
I arrested
that's
a
like
bunch of
way
people.
cooler and way more metal than pissing on the Alamo. It's
I know,
like
right?
Actually arresting the guy that's doing it.
And then when
I
he's
have a
like, "Hey,
question.
do you want my autograph?" No, fuck you. Get in the car.
Get in the wagon. I wish I'd have gotten a picture now though. I really do. But you know.
So I have a question that I've been meaning to ask Bill, and I feel like you might be the perfect person to ask, and that is, I've been wanting to ask someone who's a police officer what they think of Grand Theft Auto, like
Ooh,
how they
perfect
feel about
question, Kale. Perfect.
having to deal with the police in Grand Theft Auto.
Honestly, I have to be honest, and I know how much everybody loves that game. I hated it.
See, I think that's
hated
interesting.
I hated it. The whole cultural, the filthy language, the whole thing. Where I love Watch Dogs, which is a similar sort of, but I just hated the game. I bought it and I tried it for, I don't know, about a week I played, and I just said, heck with this, and I traded it in.
But you don't like
like
any of those games, right? Like, not just Grand Theft Auto, like all the Grand Theft Autos, all the, like, did you play? Now on the flip side, you played oh shit, what's the other Rockstar game?
Red Dead Redemption. Red Dead
No,
Redemption. I
the
love.
cops one, the police one.
L.A. Noir.
Yeah.
I got about halfway through that, and I couldn't stand that guy they had that was a detective. I wanted to choke that guy out. I didn't like it, and so I couldn't bring myself to finish it. But I enjoyed the investigations. It was similar to what I've done. You know.
Hey, Bill.
Yes.
Bill, you should finish that game. You might be happy.
Oh,
Oh no, spoiler.
foreshadowing.
Yeah, but he just, you know, his whole World War II pro Japanese nonsense that he would say in that game just set me off. My dad was a veteran from the Pacific, you know, and
okay.
I couldn't stomach the guy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Like, just it's so interesting. Like, what little things will affect people in their experience
Yeah,
with games.
the
you know?
game was beautiful. I ain't knocking it. You know, the investigations were good. The banner, the way the it looked. I love the old cars and the outfits and stuff.
It all
but
seemed pretty
that-
authentic.
Yeah, to me. But the reminded me of what Joe Friday and Dragnet.
Yeah, hell yeah,
You know.
Dragnet.
But I would have much rather seen a protagonist like Joe Friday in opposed to this.
Is that
guy,
just the
you know.
facts?
Just the facts.
Just the
absolutely.
facts, man.
Had nothing like those guys, you know. And the fella from come on, MASH was his partner.
Oh,
I
that's
can't-
right.
And
Yeah,
I can't think of
his
the
name.
but those guys were a riot. I loved that dead face, never smile. All rattled out all the details. I love that stuff.
So what's your favorite game? And then we'll move on to Khail and let him introduce himself to people who, for some reason, might not know who he is.
What's my favorite game?
Are you asking Khail that?
No. What's your favorite game? Bill first.
Yeah, ask Bill.
My favorite game of all
Yeah.
time? Oh, it's a toss-up between Skyrim and Oblivion.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yes, nuts. 600 hours in Skyrim. Nuts.
Jeez.
Jesus. Yeah.
Damn, I have over 300, and I thought I was crazy.
On two platforms though.
Very nice.
Both the PC and on my 360.
All right. So Khail, how you doing?
First off, we have a lot in common there, Bill. First of all, my favorite game is Fallout 3. I played that on 2 consoles,
That's
both
like Skyrim
Xbox
with guns,
and
isn't
PC. Yeah, don't you start. It's a completely different game. It's about the apocalypse. But anyway, so yeah, I've played through that game 4 or 5 times, if not more, and then New Vegas 3 times because it's not as good. Sorry. But that's my favorite game. I love open world games. Yeah, Fallout's great. But there is kind of this separation between people that like Fallout and the people that like Skyrim.
So
I don't know. They seem similar to me. Just the whole deal of getting out there and wandering all off into the countryside. I loved that.
Yeah, freedom, kind of openness, and that's why Skyrim
America,
Online
freedom.
doesn't work. Sorry.
That thing's, I'm not gonna buy it.
I did it. I played it. I bought it. I bought the limited edition or whatever. I played it for 2 months. I really, really, really wanted to love that game, and I just didn't. I don't know what happened, man.
It doesn't give you the same feeling as Skyrim does.
It's too much of
not
an
even
actual
close.
MMO. Unfortunately, there is a lot of Skyrim in there, and there's a lot of Elder Scrolls in there, and there's lots of really great art, and you do feel like you're in the world, but then the things that you do in that game just aren't very fun, and that's where Skyrim is, the better example is the things that you do in Skyrim, you're always walking away going oh man, I can't fucking believe this shit. I was running around chasing this crab, and then 3 dragons came and gangbanged me. It was horrible. And instead, you're playing Elder Scrolls Online, where you're well, I was going and I saw this event happen, and I was man, that's so cool. And then I played it the next day, and the exact same thing happened again. And then I found out that just happens right there all the time forever. And
that's why they can't make a Fallout MMO. People are make a Fallout, and I'm no, we already actually had a game like that. It was about, I want to say 6 years ago. It was a MMO with guns. I forgot what it was called. It was an alien type game.
Oh, shit.
Trust me, you don't remember it.
Really?
But it was the only one of its kind for a really, really long time. Anyway, that's a fun topic. So
tell me about you though, Khail. Who are you? Why are you here? Why do we have a bajillion people watching all of a sudden, which never happens?
Oh, that's bajillion is slightly generous.
Well, that's what it says on my screen here. It just says bajillion.
Yeah. My computer actually exploded. I'm Khail Anonymous. I've been mostly a YouTube person for about 7 years, so it's within the first year. So, but I've been kind of in that gaming culture / entertainment thing, and just kind of writing where this whole thing has gone. Recently, I was at Machinima. I'm not with Machinima anymore. That's a long story.
Sure, yeah.
But
we don't
right now,
about that part.
I know this is no big deal. I just don't want to bore you. But yeah, I'm just a big fan of everything and anything that's entertainment based. So movies, television, pop culture, and gaming primarily. I did a sitcom show in gaming for a while. Anyway, just a big fan. Just a big fan of hanging out with people that like games and talking with people that like games. And I do a lot of live streams, so I do any and everything. So, yeah.
So
that's who I am.
Since the whole thing with Machinima was kind of recent, I don't know if anybody sat you down and asked you what was your favorite memory, or what's the outside of what you said in your video, which I don't know if everybody's even seen that. So looking back, of your journey that you've had so far, I guess you're on the next phase of that first part of it. What was the best part?
Honestly, the big thing that was the best part about being at Machinima, the big highlight, was honestly just the youthfulness of YouTube in general. Mm-hmm. I mean, Machinima existed as a vessel for appreciating and enjoying that sort of youthfulness that YouTube experienced at that time, where it was people just creating and people discovering and people figuring out what they liked about YouTube, and that was kind of the best part about working at Machinima. That was the highlight. I mean, it's not a specific time. It was right around when gaming became a big part of YouTube. So it was like all these people being video game commentaries, but it was before the MCN level type thing.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of
and before
playful.
Google bought it too, right? Before
Google bought it. It wasn't as serious back then. People didn't know how to make money off of it. It was kind of the Wild West. What? Yeah, before YouTube certification existed.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. Sorry. Anyway, it was back during this kind of like indie state of YouTube, and that was kind of my favorite part about it. And if the general question is for where do I think I'm going now, I'm trying to find the next, whatever the next stage is that has that youthful feeling to it. So right now I see Netflix, they're kind of experiencing the youthfulness of streaming. I still think that there's those youthful platforms right now that have this uncertainty of where to go and what they're doing, but have this sort of openness for creativity. And so while I leave, Machinima with sort of like sadness, I also realize, hey, I enjoyed the best time at Machinima, which was this sort of free time when everybody that worked there was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and the people that are still there, they have that feeling, but it was this whole world of it back when YouTube was at that status. So to answer your question, long and short of it, was back in the time when YouTube was this big question mark that everybody kind of had these heart shapes in their eyes when they looked at it. So that was my exciting time then.
So,
in there.
Quick question: do you think Twitch is past that at this point?
No.
Okay, so you still feel like Twitch is still
Twitch
a new bright-eyed, bushy-tailed group of people for the most part?
Absolutely. I think people are trying to tame Twitch right now, but not enough people know exactly what people want. And I think that right now, Twitch content is still king, whereas YouTube content isn't necessarily king. Marketing and branding is king and stuff like that. But Twitch is still this like wild thing, and that's why YouTube kind of was like, hey, I need to buy that. It's kind of like that thing that nobody understands except for the youth and the people consuming it.
Yeah,
and
like
that's
Snapchat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, except for they gave up billions of dollars. Anyway.
Yep, and how'd that go?
Not so great.
Yeah.
But they worked out a deal with Insomniac. But anyway, so they got that thing going. But that's what drew me to Twitch. It wasn't like, hey, I want to stay cool. It was like, wait a minute, this kind of has that Wild West feeling.
It's a great platform, right? It's a great platform to interact with, entertain simultaneously. Like that's the whole point, right? And I'm sure that's why you're drawn to it, is you can entertain people and interact with them, and they can interact with each other. Like so Rated M for Podcast started on Google Hangouts, and we were broadcasting to YouTube.
Yeah.
So the only way we could interact with the community or anybody was hop over and open a Facebook window and hop into the Facebook group and just see people posting in the threads. You have to refresh the screen every couple seconds to make sure that you've got like the latest comment or whatever.
Yeah, and it's super unsexy. Like the YouTube interface is like not great.
No. And so
but that's the thing.
We switched to this though, and it's perfect, right? This is
it's
what you want.
Because they still own it. Like everyone that's watching this owns it more than you will for at least a year, right? I mean, you can still play copyrighted music, you can still show video. It's still the Wild West, so people are kind of attracted to that sort of thing. People have been waiting, like even Facebook, people have been waiting for like, what's the new Facebook? And it's just not going to happen. People just sell your information. Anyway, back to that. Twitch is exciting. I can create skins for my live stream. I can play music. I can put logos. Like it's way more open than YouTube. It's exciting. I love Twitch. This is my new favorite place.
Do you feel like do you feel like it's turning the corner though? Like you feel like it's on the edge, or do you think it's going to kind of buck back this whole situation where you kind of feel like all right, so Twitch just recently changed their interface a little bit. People are already crying about that, and they're saying that it's like a sign of things to come. They think that YouTube's going to buy it or Google's going to buy it, and it's all going to go to hell and everything. Do you think Twitch the company and everything will kind of buck that and stay their own and grow on their own popularity?
Man, no place ever does that. No, every place promises that they're gonna like keep true and whatever.
Yeah.
but it just
They're going to be the
just
Slayer
never
of,
works that
of
way.
YouTube of platforms. Just never change.
No, what is it? Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah,
They're
just
gonna be
never
Insane Clown
change.
Posse.
Will always be the same.
That's just impossible. It just is, because the internet grows so fast and everybody tries to like keep their shit tighter than everybody else. But honestly, everyone just right now appreciating the salty bets of Twitch and the Twitch plays Pokemon of Twitch. They're all of these unique, unbelievable ideas that nobody would have ever thought of or been able to deliver unless there was a platform like Twitch. And Twitch is going to try and start creating original content eventually, like Netflix and Xbox and Amazon. They're going to start trying to do that eventually. But right now, we own this.
Yeah.
And it's going to be that way for a little while. And people are going to try to make money off of it. But as long as people are like, they've got the right mindset, we can enjoy that renaissance like we did with YouTube for a while. And that's, again, why I'm here. It's why I live stream almost every day on Twitch, is because there's still that addictive quality to it. And people love it. And it's live, and there's fuck-ups. You never know what's going to happen. Like, that's what YouTube used to be. It used to be guys swinging around pretending they have a lightsaber. And that used to be what got used. But Twitch is like, oh, fuck. I got
Adam eating a whole slice of pizza for 5 minutes for, like, no reason.
I can do that. I can eat a whole pizza on a live stream.
Yeah, there you go.
But that's my thoughts. I've been around on the internet a really fucking way too long time, and it's an addicting thing. It's just like Call of Duty Black Ops 2 was for a while. It was like, I gotta see what's coming up next, and I just learned about Nightbot. I just learned about all like OBS creating skins and slideshows. It's just, there's an infinite amount of things you can do.
Yeah, and it feels like the learning, whatever you call it, ramp.
Yeah, learning curve.
Learning curve. Thanks.
I like the ramp. No, that's
the learning ramp to death.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's not as steep as a lot of other things, like building your own website and all that shit. You can just hop on here and become a person and become an icon or so.
Without Big Daddy Google telling you exactly that you have to set up a Google Plus and that you have to fit all these certain standards. Like, I can download OBS, or I can do any other of these live stream services that aren't paid. They're free.
Yeah, it's all free. Yeah, we're using XSplit right now, actually.
XSplit, yeah, XSplit. So
it's horrible.
I gave that up because you had to pay for it. I was
if you want all the cool shit, you got to pay for it and stuff. The version I'm using right now is free, so I have to just to boot it up, I have to wait for an ad. Like, it's just like a 30-second ad just to tick down.
Even as the user, you have
yeah. Like, I'm sitting here using your product and you're giving me an ad. It's so weird.
Yeah,
right,
I mean, I don't need to S Twitch's D. I'm not gonna S its D all day, but I'm just telling you, like, from a standpoint of YouTube versus Twitch, like, I'm not scared of Twitch for a little while. So
yeah.
Hopefully you're not either. I mean, you guys are using this as a podcasting thing, and I haven't. Do a lot of people use this as a podcasting?
I learned about this, so I'll plug another podcast just for anybody who's interested in Destiny and wants to learn a lot more about Destiny from people who've been up on it since before you ever heard about Destiny. Guardian Radio are kind of the people that introduced me to podcasting on Twitch, and I learned a lot about podcasting in general through those guys. They're really nice guys. Go check out Guardian Radio on iTunes. But yeah, they showed me just kind of how you stream to Twitch. I archived this video. I put it on YouTube. I take the audio from that YouTube video and I put it on my website, and that goes out to iTunes. I do that twice a week. So it's really interesting. Like you said, I don't spend any money on anything other than the website itself. So it's very cool. So real quick, before we move on and let everybody else in the podcast back into the room.
It's a pleasure just to listen to him.
Oh, thanks, Bill. Likewise.
Really.
I'm just curious, is this where you're going to be? Do you want to try to get out and go LA or get out of the internet, or go bigger, so to speak?
I don't think leaving the internet
are you going to tap your Vin Diesel ties and get into the next Fast and Furious?
So, I mean, yeah, I'm going to be the car. But I don't think getting
away from... Where are we going today, Vin? Sorry.
We got to drive the Khail. Let's get out of here. I don't think getting out of the internet is ever the right decision. I feel like the internet is the bloodline and the pulse of just being like alive and being aware to the audience, and it's honestly the direct feedback and where you meet the real people that watch your content, and honestly, where you get to get your reality checks. It's where you get everything. So leaving the internet isn't necessarily what I'm trying to do. Honestly, Twitch has made me fall in love with creating content every day. Again,
Nice.
but at the same time, I'm trying to. What I want to do is create whatever the next step is. And I know that sounds like such a vague term, but right now, you have all these people like Amazon, and you have Netflix, and you have Yahoo that just started their own production area, and they're all trying to create this middle ground between television and internet. And I don't think they're going about it the right way. And honestly, that's what I want to do. I want to create that sort of middle ground, something that belongs to the internet, but something that the people that are in the higher ground understand. So right now, everyone's trying to create this cool content on YouTube, but YouTube is it's so bloated, and everyone that tries to create, and everybody that tries to create polished content comes off as douchey, for lack of a better word.
For sure, yeah. Because I totally understand like your desire to find that thing. Like we're a podcast. There's podcasts everywhere. What makes it special? You know what I mean? And I think that a lot of that has to do with personality and who the people are at the core. And so Machinima was what it was because of the people that worked there. And Inside Gaming and ETC were what those things have identities because of the people. We were talking before the show started that ETC obviously feels different now because the guy who started it isn't there. So I mean that's something that you can't build into something. You can't make Netflix always be awesome if the people who were there, who designed it and came up with the ideas and made the policies that make it awesome, if they leave, Netflix is going to change. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
YouTube's going to change as things change. And so I get what you're saying as far as trying to find that thing that has the right identity, that people who want to make it just for money, they're not going to make it. Like they can't.
Money is most of the time what kills whatever platform, especially if it's like a user-driven, site. So what I want to do is I want to find the next thing. We get too comfortable on YouTube and think, hey, I'll just throw it out there. That's where everybody is. I'll just, promote it, or I'll just create a Facebook or a Twitter account, and that'll solve everything. And there's still a way to kind of do that. But like,
hey kid, you like candy? Go vote for this guy.
We got boobs. Come check it out. It's like, it's just, there's no more formula. There's the YouTube certification program that tries to teach you the way to brand everything. So everything on YouTube has become a product. And if they're not a product, you have to already be successful. You have to already be a CNNers. You have to already be a Hutch. You have to already be a Sark. And it's like, that's fine and good. And I love those guys. Those guys are my friends. But it's not that easy to just start again on there. And that's because that place has already kind of been tapped for most creativities. I mean, you can't be a new Freddie Wong. Freddie Wong's already done it.
Yeah, you've already done it. Like it's already been done. And I agree. Like it's unfortunate, but it's just kind of a sign that that's where they've hit a ceiling, right? And so
it's fine.
Twitch,
it's fine.
If you
the
go
internet
to Twitch,
evolves.
If I go to Twitch right now and I look at who's streaming and who has the most streams and all that stuff for the most viewers, it's not always the exact same people. It's not like the same channels all the time. In certain games, you'll see like, okay, well these people always play StarCraft, so they're always the StarCraft channel. But as far as like who gets X thousand followers or whatever, I mean you can't predict like who's going to be on today or what's popular or whatever. I mean that's like you mentioned why Twitch Plays Pokemon became a thing.
Yeah, it's
who the
insane.
Fuck predicted that?
Nobody could have predicted that. And not only that, like I can go to any one given Twitch stream, and it's not the same as the other Twitch stream. So I'll go and I'll watch. There'll be a girl with her tits hanging out. She's got like a like a thing that has my top subscribers, and here's the person who subscribed
They
most.
got tickers and stuff. It looks like Fox News.
How the hell do they even do that?
I don't know. I think it looks stupid as hell.
I don't even. Why put the effort into that? And then you'll come to mine, and mine has the Pip-Boy, skin, and then just my face, and then I'll have another camera. Today that I had my girlfriend.
She was signing.
Doing
dude,
sign
that was
language.
So awesome.
She knows sign language, so I had her doing sign language. So
random.
it's like there's still room to do something completely fucking different and still make the same amount of viewers as someone who's doing the same thing every time.
Sure.
And that's what's attractive to this. That's what's attractive to the internet in general, is you sign on, you don't know what you're going to see. And that's why people don't necessarily read the newspaper. And this is a generalization, is because you don't know what you're going to get, you know? Yeah. And it's faster and it's quicker and you don't know what's going to go on. And that's why you refresh Reddit every 30 seconds.
Nice.
So, I don't know.
All right. So, hey, Rory, if you could wake back up, we're going to talk about
Wake up, Rory.
Tomb Raider and why it's a good or bad video game movie. So, we started a thing where I don't know what's happening. Somebody's listening to music.
That's my stupid iPad. I'm sorry.
He's listening to Miley Cyrus over there. What's going on?
No, I was trying to get back into Twitch, and it made me. It had to show me an advertisement.
Yeah. It's not our. I don't know why that happens. It shouldn't happen. I'm sorry.
Well, it's not your fault.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought you had to turn that on, and I thought I might have accidentally turned that on. So, anyways, video game movies. We watched Tomb Raider this week. Some of us did.
What's this Wii shit?
Some people watched.
You
guys
watch
watched Tomb
anything.
Raider? I'm gonna go take a nap while you guys talk about Tomb Raider. Sean, what'd you think, man? You've seen it before, right?
All right, yeah. So hindsight being 2020, I had low expectations when I first saw it, and I feel like in terms of Lara Croft, she's really not much of a character prior to now. But she, I thought for that part of it, they did a decent job getting the character on screen. They had some cool moments, some decent action, but watching it again, man, that movie is just dull. It doesn't have any pacing issues. It's just, it goes by really fast, but it's just like, there's no real, I don't really feel like there's any real stakes involved. Like this thing this MacGuffin that they find, these triangles that are going to be the things that can control time, and then it really all it boils down to is they basically bring Daniel Craig back from the dead, and then she turns a knife around. Like, it was just like, I don't know. It's just poor, but it's not embarrassingly poor, but it's just kind of dull.
Yeah.
That's the way I felt about it.
Rory, what'd you think, man?
I have to agree with Sean. I just think it's like completely forgettable in the sense. It's not the worst movie I've seen, but I mean, it's a testament to the quality of the movie that I had forgotten that I had watched it this week again. Like, when you were asking us, hey, did you watch Tomb Raider? I was like, did I? Oh shit, I did watch Tomb Raider. Good God.
There
it just, I laid on the couch, I watched it late one night, I got through it, I had seen it before. It's just absolutely forgettable. I agree with what Sean says. Bland across the board. Lara, there's not much character there. Angelina does what she can with it. The action is okay, I guess. I don't know, man.
I feel like there's two things here. One, I feel like there's not enough actual tomb raiding in this movie.
Yeah, it sounds like the same critique for the last movie or last game.
But the last Tomb Raider, there were actual tombs.
Yeah.
There might not have been enough of them, but I looked at the way that the last game was designed was that the island was the tomb,
Sure.
and the different areas were the tomb.
Yeah.
And instead of these Rube Goldbergian type devices that she had to maneuver, it was navigating and exploring. But it just didn't feel like there was a lot of tomb raiding in it, and I'm like, well, this is called Tomb Raider, like. You have the ultimate Tomb Raider movie to rip off, Raiders of the Lost Ark. They could have done that, and it could have been at least a decent ripoff. But the other thing that really hurts the movie now, going back and watching it, is that Square Enix did such a good job rebooting the character, and they actually made Lara Croft a character. She's interesting.
Yeah,
now.
in this she's fucking, I don't even know. She's like trying to be snarky all the time, but it's like, why?
How about those bungee
attitude?
exercises in her pajamas too?
Who the fuck needs to do that? Like, why would you do that? Like, at least.
Well, the script demanded it because they were going to have this cool action scene that it needed it later.
Exactly.
That's why she did that.
Yeah, what's funny is this movie. So this this came out. Oh man, I don't even have a year in front of me, but it's got to be like before 2005, right?
I think it's 2001.
So this came out like in the Matrix era and like Charlie's Angels and all that shit, Mission Impossible 2 and all that. It's so dull compared to all those other movies. Like, how do you make Charlie's Angels look like a better movie than you? Like,
Well, here's the thing. Well, they do it by hiring Simon West to direct it. That guy sucks. He directed Con Air, which was shit. I don't care what anybody says. That's a bad movie. You should
if nothing
feel
else,
bad.
that's a guilty pleasure movie, though, man. I will watch Con Air over and over again before I watch Tomb Raider
and if you got
again.
pleasure from that movie, you should definitely feel guilty. That movie is terrible.
I don't,
Con
man.
Air. Give me a
Nick
break.
Cage in a beater with a mullet, sign me up, man.
And he's a very dull director. He's a hack. There's no original, like there's no originality, there's no style to that movie. I can't believe Daniel Craig is in that fucking movie.
I know, right?
Yeah.
How fucking crazy is
I
that?
love the irony in it. Didn't you know Daniel Craig playing an American with an American accent, and Angelina Jolie trying an English accent with her father John Voight. You know, that just was overwhelming. Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Kale, did you see Tomb Raider in a memorable amount of time?
So here's what I'm doing right now is I'm looking at pictures of Angelina Jolie as Tomb Raider
that
on
was
Google.
wonderful.
How's that going?
And I'm not really having a problem with
No.
the movie right now. Honestly.
But if you just picture it in motion, it actually gets worse somehow.
You know what? I'm fine with the pictures. No, I watched the trailer, and here's the issue that I had, because I've seen this movie before. Why the fuck did they focus so much on the fact that she's rich? Because when you were playing the game, you never really even thought about that,
So
right?
the mansion thing is the only thing that I can think of that they felt like they needed to like really drive that home, and the fact that she's like traveling around the world all the time with all these gadgets and blah blah blah, and they needed to, I guess, build up the fact that she's rich to justify that. But they don't need to justify anything else in the movie, so why do that? Like what? She has a fucking robot trying to kill her at the beginning of the movie. Within 10 minutes of the film starting, she's naked and taking a shower. Because
Yeah.
because why
There
not,
you go.
right?
Yep.
See, I even forgot about the shower scene, so the shower scene was even fucking dull.
So dumb, man. Yeah,
It was worth it for the pictures that I'm looking at right now,
there
honestly.
you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let me just say though, going through I've seen a lot of video game movies, and if you like, this is not the worst.
No, actually,
No way.
absolutely not. Which is sad, just so sad.
So for the four of you guys, have you seen the second one? And if you haven't, are you going to watch it now?
We're not allowed to see it because Sean refuses to watch it.
Again,
Yeah.
I've seen it, and I don't want to watch it again.
What's called Tomb Raider Cradle of Filth, right? What is it called?
Cradle of Light, filthy
Cradle of
life. Filthy Cradle of Life.
Life.
See, I saw it, and
Yeah.
all I remember is them jumping off a building, man. That's
Here's
all
the
I
thing.
remember.
That movie is actually duller than this one.
Yeah, there's like crazy shit going on at the end of the movie, and you're still kind of like, I'm bored. Like, there's
Is
like
Gerard Butler
like,
in that one?
Is he?
Yes, Gerard Butler is the guy in that
Yeah,
one.
that's what I
God,
thought.
these movies, man, they have such a fucking weird history.
Yeah.
No, so this is just a thing that we wanted to start including because before, like the last week or so, our show had no structure at all. We just talked about news, but the summer gets pretty dull when it comes
So
to
what's your
games.
rating then? I want to know what you guys rated.
Ooh.
Out of I'm gonna guess 10. I like the 10 scale.
So we got to talk about on the scale. This is a video game movie scale. This can't be a movie scale, right?
Not a normal scale.
I don't think we should make it a movie scale. We should make
Oh,
it a
man.
like video game movie scale. So on the video game movie scale, I think it's like an 8 or a 9.
Wait.
Wow.
Time out. Before we can justify the scale, we need to know what a 10 is.
All right, so a 10 would
Mortal
be-
Kombat is a 10.
No.
No, Mortal Kombat is a 3.
No.
Oh!
I think a 10 doesn't exist yet. I think a 10 is what Assassin's Creed could be with fucking what's his name?
Michael
Fassbender.
Michael Fassbender.
Fassbender, yeah.
And the fact that the dude who directed Moon is directing Warcraft, like that has potential to be a 10, but we don't have any 10s. They don't exist right now.
I can't. See, to me, a 10. I come at this in a totally different way. To me, a 10 is House of the Dead because it's so bad that it's great,
Oh, okay. Well, so that's yeah.
and it's memorable because it's so
Did
bad.
you see Postal?
I didn't see Postal.
I mean, that's probably up there too if you're gonna do it that way. But no, I want to.
I feel like we should judge it based on actual movie scores.
Okay.
Because we don't
All
have
right.
a 10.
Then I am gonna give it a 4.9 out of 10.
Okay.
Are
Bill,
we
what
still
do you-
talking
what do
about
you-
Tomb Raider?
Yeah, we're talking about Tomb Raider, man.
Why is it getting these high ratings when everybody trashed it?
Because in retrospect, like even though it's a dumb movie compared to its contemporaries like Blood Rain and In the Name of the King, I mean, come on, it's actually a solid movie.
I'll give it a 6.
I think as far as video game movies go, now that I just thought about it, I think Resident Evil, the first Resident Evil, is probably a 10 as far as video game movie, like the video game movie scale.
Yeah. Hey, on Skype, by the way, I'm sending you guys pictures of Angelina Jolie as Tomb Raider, just so you can for help on the scale.
Okay.
Just check that out. Feel free.
I'm gonna
Based
give
on
it.
her pictures, it's a 10. But, you know.
I'm giving it a 5 out of 10 because
Okay.
it's not incompetent in terms of technical ability. Like I don't think there's any bad Well, the main bad guy is pretty bad, but like Angelina Jolie is fine. She doesn't really have much to work with. She does an okay job.
No, it's the 90s. She fine.
I'm not talking about fine aesthetically. I mean fine, like adequate. So the movie, it's not incompetent. It's not incompetently made. There are some neat things that they try to do. I just feel like it's just doesn't have ambition to be more than middling. So I'm giving it a 5 out of 10.
All right, so what about you, Kale? Mr. Hollywood.
I'm only looking at images. 73 out of 10.
Okay, yeah, that's how many images you've looked at so far.
That's all I have to go by right now.
Downloading gigs.
I'm actually downloading a lot of porn too at the same time. This is a problem,
it's all mixed together.
Yeah, it's not great.
We're asking you about Tomb Raider, and you're just thinking about like Sasha Grey movies. You're like, yeah, I've seen that.
I went to porn.com and then said download all.
Tomb Raider.
So
All Tomb Raider porn, go. Cool. So this is going really well. We'll do this again for sure. I don't think we'll do it in a week. I think we'll wait a little bit and pick the right movie, and maybe we'll time it with the next guest that we find from the internet. I think Matt's coming by. Kale, Matt Danovic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's got to do Comic-Con. So after he gets back from Comic-Con, we're gonna hook up.
Cool. I'll troll the comments.
Dude, that would be so fucking hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely.
I won't tell him it's you.
Just to meet up with him at Comic-Con, so I'll pester
sweet.
him a lot. So.
Well, hey, tell him that we're not retarded. Hopefully.
Just a lot
I
of
have to tell him you are. He won't come.
We are
Okay, good.
retarded,
All right,
right?
good.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, we're the dumbest. Rated Info Podcast, the dumbest podcast on the internet. Bring your friends. Tell everybody. All right, so I think we'll move into the reason why everybody's here for real life. And I want to come up with. Oh man, I'm like straight echoing directly into
I
my
can hear
ears
it.
right
I can
now.
hear it.
There's two of me. I want to come up with a good trivia question. So I'll have Kale do it. Kale, come up with a trivia question. Whoever gets it right gets the code for Fallout 3.
Okay. I'm gonna ask a Fallout 3 question then.
Yes, that's what I was hoping for.
Okay. In Fallout, well, it's gonna be a Fallout question. In Fallout New Vegas, Matthew Perry plays the main bad guy named Benny. Why was Matthew Perry chosen, or why does he play Benny? Why is he in Fallout New Vegas?
Huh. I don't even fucking know that.
I don't either.
All right, we're gonna let our chat catch up because it's a little delayed, and I think we're gonna start plugging. Rory, I want you to plug your stream. Hopefully this works. Is that gonna work? This time? Did it work last time?
Yes, it worked. It worked last time until I was streaming with a guest and we were playing some Killer Instinct and we decided to let viewers challenge us to a match of Killer Instinct on air. And the moment I went to accept the challenge, we ended up getting hung up, so I had to restart that stream. But otherwise, it worked good. This week, I got a good show planned. I've got Paul Gill, who's a user face designer and animator / artist at Hothead Games and Next Level Games. He's coming on the stream on Tuesday night. He's a PlayStation 4 guy. He's never played Xbox One, and he's super hyped to play some Titanfall. So he is going to be losing his Titanfall virginity on the show. He's going to be answering people's questions about getting into the industry as far as being an artist and animator, and just the steps to take and any other random questions you might have for him. And we'll be giving away some cool prizes too. It should be a good fun show, and I'm hoping to also have a special character guest show up again like I did on my earlier episodes as well. And it should be Samus Aran.
Through your wall?
No, Samus Aran will hopefully be popping by in her various suit. I will get her to take off the suit though. Hopefully
very
she
nice.
wears the
Oh man!
tight.
All right,
Wow.
cool. Everyone's tuning in
Angelina
now.
Jolie, right? Yeah.
So where is that?
It's a booby-free stream, unfortunately,
free
but there will
booby
be
stream.
cleavage.
I heard that there's free boobies on the stream. That's what I heard.
There's no nip. There's no nip, but there's lots of
pasties. So what's the stream so that people can go?
Right.
follow
So
it?
everybody tune in Tuesday nights. It's every Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. Pacific on Twitch at twitch.tv/Red Eye Games Live. And yeah, I'm there every Tuesday at 8:30. Come hang out, make fun of us, have a good time. It's a high energy, silly show, and I have different guests on each week. And again, we give away free swag every week. And I think this week I'm going to give people a choice between a download code for every Forza 5 car or a free pre-order download of The Witcher 3 on PC.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Very nice.
Wow.
All right. So Kale, did we get an answer?
Yeah, actually, a lot of people seem to have gotten it a little off center, but looks like
What's the answer first?
Professor Felix got it a little bit, but so did. Basically, the answer was that he gave it to Ellen DeGeneres, and he mentioned it on The Voice and Ellen DeGeneres that he played Fallout 3 so much that he hurt his wrist. But he continued to complain about it to Ellen and Barbara Walters and everybody. And he gave a copy of it to Ellen, and so there you go. Like,
Dude, I
he
didn't
ended up
even know
getting
that.
a role in
I never
Fallout
heard
New
about
Vegas.
Fallout
So there you go.
Wow. What a great
fucking
story.
nuts. That's crazy. Okay, so who are you gonna give it to? Man? Which one?
It looked like Professor Felix got it first, but let's say Bounty Hunter 141.
Oh, that's
Esteban.
Nice. Yeah, he's one of our followers. He's a big fan. That's
Excellent.
Gonna be awesome.
Destiny buddy.
Yeah. Felix, keep tuning in, man. You'll get something. Don't worry about it. Well, sweet. Sean, you're officially over here with us now, right?
Yes, we the dirty. Before we go, I want to say you should take it away from Esteban because he liked Con Air.
But he likes Costco pizza. He's all up on that pizza.
Costco
Yeah, but Con Air was that bad. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, we the nerdy. You can follow me on Twitter at N2 and other. That's the letter N, the number 2, the letter N, the word other, one word, N2 and other. And yeah, you'll be seeing me at We the Nerdy Monday. I had to write a clutch review for a murdered soul suspect. They wanted one on there. I had beaten the game, so I said I'd do it. That's my first official piece. That's going up tomorrow, but I will not be contributing for the rest of the week because I still want another week to just not
transition. Okay, cool. Even the dogs. This is awesome. Bill, where do you want people to find you on the internet?
Oh man, I'm nowhere. Just you'll see me in Destiny.
You're pretty active on Twitter though, man. What's your gamer tag if you want people to join up with you on Destiny?
PSN, it's Billy328, just one word like that, and Xbox Live is Billy3110. Those are former badge numbers.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, were those just random numbers? Like when you put your name in, it's like, hey, would you like to throw some random numbers on the end here?
Yeah, no, they're former badge numbers.
That's pretty rad.
What about your?
But that's me. I don't do anything else. Just listen to you guys. That's what I do.
Bill, you're on Twitter. Kale was gonna say that. Bill's on Twitter at Holbert.
At W Holbert, at W Holbert. WHOLBERT.
Very cool.
I got
very cool.
1,500 followers.
He does, dude. He's fucking ridiculous. Like, this dude has way more followers than I would ever have.
I don't know why, but they're there.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah. All right, so Khail, where are they going to find you?
Shit. Well, I'm on my YouTube channel, which I do just kind of like gameplay stuff. Twitch is kind of my new boo right now till I actually get a production company to pick up my stuff. And then also Twitter at Khail Anonymous. And then also my YouTube is youtube.com/Khail Anonymous. It's all Khail Anonymous. Just Google, search Khail Anonymous, and then just subscribe to all of those things.
Yeah. So I was looking for funny pictures of you to put on our Facebook
Which is
group.
all of them.
And I was searching for
All of them.
something like Khail. I searched like Khail funny pic or something, and I found a picture of Bruce taking a shit. Totally naked, by the way.
You know what's funny? That nobody knows is that's from a BTS video, behind the scenes video for Inside Gaming. But they were like, hey, we're gonna film Bruce on the toilet, and I said, Bruce, take off all of your clothes. So when you come in, you're completely naked because no one would do that. And he was like, okay. I didn't expect him to say okay. But he's naked because I told him to get naked. I had nothing to do with filming that scene, just with the fact that he was naked.
I didn't even click on it, so I was like, whose fucking Google Plus account is this or something? Like, where is this? Why does this exist?
Just don't watch it.
Oh, cool, man. All right, so I think that's gonna wrap the show. We're gonna quote wrap the show and end it, but we'll stick around with you guys on Twitch and chat for a little bit if you want.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. So tune in next week. Tune in every week forever. Subscribe to us on iTunes. We're also on YouTube. Follow us here on Twitch. We have a Twitter account, but we don't really have like a dedicated tweeter. If you're bored and you're on Twitter and you want me to look like complete fucking assholes, we'll happily hand over the reins to that Twitter account for you to help us kind of get out there and get in the know. If you want to join our community for whatever reason, go to facebook.com/groups/ratedm podcast. And then you can also just like us on Facebook. It's facebook.com/ratedm4podcast. And I think that's it, yo.
Yeah.
Drop us a review. We like to give stuff away, so we're going to give stuff away to new reviews after this show. And I think that's it.